Leonardo da Vinci by Naji Dawood. The early life of Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was a painter, architect, inventor, and student of all scientific. Born in a farmhouse in what is now known as Italy. He was born on April 15th, 1452 in Venice, Italy. He was the illegitimate son of Messer Piero and Caterina, who may have been a slave from the Middle East. His full name was Leonardo de Ser Piero da Vinci, which means Leonardo son of Piero from Vinci. He spent his first 5 years in the hamlet of Anciano. After that, he lived in the household of his father, grandparents, and uncle Francesco in the small town of Venice. His father had married Alberia, a 16-year-old girl who later fell in love with Leonardo but died young. In 1466, at the age of 14, Leonardo was apprenticed to one of the most successful artists of his day, Andrea del Verrocchio. Here are a few images of Leonardo da Vinci and how he looked like, or how he may have looked like. About his artwork. It is primarily as a painter that Leonardo was and is renowned. Two of his works, the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, occupy unique positions as the most famous, most reproduced, and most parried portrait and religious painting of all time. Their fame approached only by Michelangelo's creation of Adam. Leonardo's drawing of the virtue in man is also iconic. Perhaps 15 of his paintings survive, the small number due to his contest and frequently disastrous experimentation with new techniques, and his chronic procrastination. Nevertheless, these few works, together with his notebooks, which contain drawings, scientific diagrams, and his thoughts on the nature of painting, comprise a contribution to later generations of artists only revealed by that of his contemporary, Michelangelo. Leonardo recognized that one way to paint scenes realistically was to observe with great care how animals, people, and landscapes really looked. He was also careful to notice the difference in how an object looked when it was close by or further away, and when it was seen in bright light or in dim light. He wrote detailed notes on his observations and made sketches of the things he saw in his notebooks throughout his life. Here are a few of his arts. His most popular is Mona Lisa, which is the picture on the very right. After that is The Last Supper, which is on the bottom left, and The Virgin of the Rocks, which is in the middle. A few other ones that are pretty popular is Virtue in Man. What he did that one around 1490. Annotation. He did that one in 1472. Lady with the Ermine, 1490, and Saint John the Baptist in 1530. He has many more, but these are just a few ones I decided to put on there. And the Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci used various types of lines in his famous painting, the Mona Lisa. The most evident are the curved lines he used in the famous forming of the face, hair, and clothing. In his painting, Leonardo used mainly organic shapes, especially for curves and jagged mountains in the backdrop. The texture is a rough surface but shows smoothness in the skin. The main direction in this painting is curved, which conveys a feeling of gentleness because of the shape of the main figure, which is the center of the painting. Here are a few events that happened in Leonardo da Vinci's lifetime. In 1469, Lorenzo and Giuliano de' Medici became new rulers of Florence. In 1475, Michelangelo was born. In 1476, Leonardo was charged with sodomy on April 9th. The case was dismissed on June 16th. In 1478, the Pazzi family tried to assassinate Lorenzo and Giuliano de' Medici. In 1485, the plague in Milan happened, and Titian was born. 1488, Verrocchio dies. In 1492, Lorenzo de' Medici dies. Columbus goes to the New World. In 1494, Savonarola takes power in Florence. In 1504, on July 9th, Ser Piero dies. 1508, Michelangelo begins work on the Sistine Chapel frescoes. In 1511, Vasari was born. The critics on his art. People thought he was a true Renaissance man. Verassi said nobody ever achieved the sublimity of Leonardo da Vinci's basic conception of grandeur of his art. He had no equal in the exception of heads, both of women and men, and in giving grace and movement to his figure, surpassed all other painters. That was the first art historian's opinion of Leonardo da Vinci's work. It seems to have been the opinion for all critics of his time, maybe still are, that he's one of the greatest painters alive. I agree with the critics. I also think that he's one of the greatest painters who ever lived.